It's slowly coming through. So basically what I'm doing right now is we've got our high-end guava juice here that we are using our flexible impeller pump to move into the end of fermentation of one of our session meads. Session mead is kind of a lower ABV, like you think about session beers, and you're looking at 3 to 5%. Session mead, because most meads start at a lot higher ABV, we're looking at like anything under 10, so this is 6 to 8%. This one's gonna be around 6% alcohol by volume. Guava's a big flavor of mine. I'm into like tropical stuff and tiki drinks, as you can see by my shirt. So I really enjoy working with tropical fruit. We do a lot of work with tropical fruit here, so guava for me is really exciting. So yeah, I'm moving about 52 gallons into 947 gallons of session base that's toward the end of its fermentation. We want to move it in towards the end of its fermentation so that it retains as much of that natural guava flavor as possible. And we're gonna add sea salt to this product too. It's really gonna make it pop. It's kind of Goza inspired. Some of this juice shows up pretty cold, so as it's a little bit colder, if there's ice in it, it might block your pump from pulling. If it's just a little too viscous, you gotta let it warm up a bit. Yeah, it's pretty cold. You can see it like icing up. I don't feel any ice in there. That's my main tool here, right, is these FIP pumps, the flexible impeller pumps. They can move all kinds of viscous liquids. They've got pumps that can even move whole grape cluster stuff. And so really working with the pump daily and moving liquid between tanks. A lot of what we do is juggling tanks and treating our products through filters, that kind of thing, into different tanks. So these pumps are a lifesaver. If we have a pump go down, there's nothing to be done. Because really, it's a lot of moving liquid around, right? That's all we do is just moving liquid back and forth through different things with different things. It's pretty great. I'm a big fan of liquids. Studied chemistry, so all of this, as they call it, in situ, so in solution chemistry, is basically what we do on a really large scale, and it's fascinating. It's so cold. So yeah, this juice is so cold that it's really, really viscous there. So basically I'm using, this is called a racking cane. Lots and lots of uses. Typically they're made and used for putting product in and pulling product out of wood barrels, but they work really well for this process as well. Guava I used to eat mostly, grew in my boss's backyard in San Bernardino though. It's got some reminiscence of mango to me, but it's got a little bit more tartness and a little bit of funk. Now, I don't know how to describe that tropical funk. If you've ever had papaya, you get that almost rotten flavor, but in a good way. People talk about Belgian beer the same way, you've got that Belgian funk to it, and this is like the Belgian beer of tropical fruit. It's got this really lovely funk to it. That's all she wrote, dude. So you always want to spray things down with alcohol to maintain a sanitary environment before you're making connections and that kind of thing between tanks and pumps, because unwanted yeast and bacteria will attach to those kind of things and could quite possibly spoil your product. So we always want to be as sanitary as possible when making new connections, and ties back into cleaning the tanks too. All that sanitization that has to happen. So we're running out of the dump valve of this tank here, running straight out the bottom of the tank, through this long hose, up into the inside of our pump, and it's coming through the pump, through the outside, right back up through what's called our racking arm. And that racking arm is angled, so it's gonna create a nice tangential flow, so it's gonna really whip everything up in there. Boom, bottom time. Arizona honey, guava, and sea salt.